Once again, Worldwide West Side. What's up to everybody, anybody that chooses to pelar oreja, take a look, see what I have to say. Um, my everlasting quest to bring the sun back into our lives, and for you to feel and appreciate what the Creator has given us. I try to come up with questions, ideas, to open up your mind. So, um, today I took a couple notes. I might be reading off of them, but uh, first questions I wanted to ask you is a lot of people believe that we were the only people blessed with life in this whole entire universe, galaxy, what have you. Obviously there's scientists out there, that we don't speak to on the daily that are looking for life, and they probably have found it on you know other places, but we're not openly spoke to about that. But my thing is, what if the galaxy or the universe is, comparable to the Earth, which has its seasons, and during certain seasons, we're snowed in, um, we don't have access to, say on foot, we don't have access to cross certain planes, and maybe that the galaxy or the universe is like that, and it only opens up seasonally, or and we only have access to universes or galaxies farther away from here on a seasonal basis, which is much larger than than 100 years or what have you. And next, I want to ask you. Um, it's well known that we're limited to the usage of our brain. That we only use a small percentage of our brain, and people wonder like, well, why and how, and but we're not taught that maybe we're young as a human race, as the people we are right now. Maybe we're young and we still have to grow into that, and maybe there's things that we have yet to learn and be able to open our minds into um, a more mature race of people that are gonna grow from where they are right now. And a perfect example of that is, during my younger age, I went to school, man. I didn't pay no damn attention. I go in there, run amok. Um, you know, I pay more attention to picking on the psyche and character of the teachers than I did to the homework, man. And when I did was given homework, I do it most of the time within minutes in class, and sometimes I wouldn't care and I wouldn't do it at all, and and I would pass, and the only time I would cheat was when they wanted something done in a specific manner. I was like, man, this is boring. This is easy, and I never really paid attention. I never really had to, you know, um, I've passed every test that they've given me, and in my last test to graduate, I had to take it twice, and I was in a room by myself, and they said that I possibly cheated. I took it again and passed, although I was withheld from receiving my certificate of graduation. The point that I wanted to make to you is like, let's say history. How many of you does it take 12 years, technically 13 years, to teach us the history of this nation? We're not that old. Uh, Looking back, this country's not old to fill us with 13 years of studies of our history. So, um, you know, wouldn't it be a better idea to open our minds to what we're trying to learn, or to spark our minds uh, to the things that we're missing, to the things that we're searching for? A lot of these kids nowadays that they act out, and the first thing they want to label them is, oh, I have ADHD. Can't sit there and concentrate. Well, maybe it's because you're holding their minds prisoners. You're not teaching them to open their mind, but what you're teaching them is actually a reverse, and you're closing their mind from being open to the possibilities out there. And you know that becomes a question: is it a government thing? Is it a thing of the people that we're not realizing that wasn't the way to go? But we definitely don't have 13 years of history to be teaching anybody. And I think there's a better way, and that we're being held back by our own inability to express to the people in charge that maybe we need to be teaching a different curriculum, something that helps us advance, and it's not holding us hostage, holding our minds hostage, and keeping us from advancing. Because in actuality, that's what it's about. You know, you wouldn't have your phone if we wouldn't take on new experiences. Question. If you separate the word question, it's a quest to find out what's out there, what's new, and I think that has been an issue in our education system. Um, Next, I want to ask, you know, it's for instance, it's well known that spoke about this before, that that our ancestors, the Raza ancestor, Mayan, Aztec, that we created time. Everything that we have created has been true. Uh, the one thing that wasn't was laughed at and said they were mistaken was, well, I believe back in 99 2000, the new year, they interpreted as the world was going to end. But to that day, nothing that was taken from our ancestors was proven to be wrong. And on that day they laughed, and people made fun, but maybe our ancestors were wrong. Maybe you misinterpreted, or maybe you purposely gave out the wrong information, um, to make a laughing stock of my people, which nobody questions, because for some reason nobody's interested in what's out there for real, what's real and what's fake. And a lot of people are just happy being fed this information, and any information, and just believing it and taking it as is. You believe what you see on the news, but if I'm in control and I call the news agency out and tell them, hey, tell the world this, what happens? You get lost in lies, and so it's a question. Like, there's more out there, and how do we know that our ancestors weren't saying that the skies were gonna open up, or you know or as I was speaking earlier, the seasons of the universe and the galaxies. And you might think, like, what is this guy talking about? I'm talking about the quest to find more in our lives, to become closer to the Creator. The things that He gave us. He gave us intelligence, and it seems that we're being held back in that area, in that arena, to the benefit of others. And, and lastly, I want to say that, I guess, as a raza, and our culture, the people that were originally here on this land and have been separated, and hold on to our culture as it was originally before certain religions was forced upon us. you know um, they were labeled in indigenous people, which a direct translation of that would be people who are not worthy. So, I mean, I know we've taken that and we held on to it to be proud of ourselves, but what it really sounds like is a bully reflecting how he feels about himself upon other people. And, as time has showed you, that has been the case, that, usually bullies, you know, they shoot out how they feel about themselves onto others. And, you know, a lot of the information that you have received today has came from our people, yet you turn around and want to call us unworthy, um, because you believe that you have a right, that you have interpreted the words of the Creator, but you're human too, um, and you're susceptible to making mistakes, and you shouldn't press upon us your mistakes or how you feel about yourself, because we are the people, and everything started with us. Um, Que viva la raza. Thank you for listening. Praise goes out to all the brothers, black, white, um, Indian, whatever creed you might be. And praise the Creator, the Son. Thank you.